Textual Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
Richard.
Hey, Richard. My name is Fabio. I saw your YouTube video. I thought I'd give your company a call because it was on the Deltana DASH95 floor hinge. It's the medium-duty pivot hinge.
Yes, I'm familiar with it, absolutely.
The only question I had for you is we currently have a spring hinge on our old home, but it doesn't adjust. So I was interested in this product. I wanted to buy it. But in looking at the technical instructions that are available online, it looks like I have to cut into the door. And I'm trying to convince my wife that I can do this without ruining the door. So I actually had a picture of it. I think I need to cut out, because this hinge has a piece of metal that sticks up and another L on the other side that sticks in. I think I need to cut out a little bit of the door to make this one fit. My other one doesn't have these protrusions. What kind of tools would I need to do this and still make it look good? To cut these very thin, like quarter-inch cuts to make this piece of metal fit into the flush with the door. Do you have any idea? Because the Deltana has some protrusions on each end, and it looks like my current hinge fits in a certain way, and this new Deltana would need to be nudged in and up about 1/4 of an inch on all sides. And so I would need to cut out like a thin strip of 1/4 inch on my door in all directions. And I'm stumped a little bit because I don't want to take a saw to it and ruin this door. And I just wonder if you know what the best tool would be to do this so that I can order this part if I can actually do it myself.
Well, the best tool versus the tool you have. So the best tool, I've been standing behind a 3-axis CNC for the last 6 hours, so that would be the best tool. Anyway, so kidding aside, so the first time I prepped for that hardware, all I did was realize I just got to make the door look like this piece of paper. Now, the way I did it was I used a circular saw to a certain extent and flipped the door over. So at that time, it was the only tool I had, and it worked perfectly. Now, in your instance, you might be able to make hay with a jigsaw. The problem with that is I don't like how a jigsaw blade is going to deflect through the material because that's a long jigsaw blade. It has to reciprocate and never get less than 2 inch, whatever your door thickness is. So now, the best tool that you could absolutely do this with would simply be a router. And you would literally do nothing other than you would need 2 clamps and a straight edge. A straight edge can be lots of things. A straight edge can be a level. A straight edge can be a edge of a piece of plywood that is fairly pretty straight. And what you do in that case is you take all of your linear sides of what is a vector, in the lines on the template that you have to trace, and you do them one at a time because you can't clamp multiple straight edges at one time. Now, what you could also consider doing is taking a piece of plywood and using the same method, one side at a time with a router, and then you clamp that entire piece of plywood to the door because that's your guide, and then you go through it all in one run, and then you clear out the corners with hammer and chisel. The idea of the template is good if you had like more than one to do because it'll take you more time to make the template than it would be to do the door. The issue, though, is when you take more time to make the template, you usually make the template really super nice so that the finished result is really super nice. And all I can say to your wife is, we do things in life, speaking for me, maybe most men, we do, and women too, we do things for life in the first, we never did it before. And you know what? And it turned out pretty darn good. And doing that hardware prep on that door is no exception. It's just, if you're going to be rushed, if you're easily perturbed or bothered, like my dad would lose his mind if I was around while he was trying to do door work. He just said, "Please leave," because for some reason I made him anxious.
Yeah.
I don't know. So just know your surroundings and dive into it. Just dive into it.
That's helpful. Thanks, Rich. The best I have right now is a Japanese pull saw, but I think I need to up my game just maybe a little bit. So I'm going to look into this. This might work out, and then I'll maybe order this thing from you guys if I can figure this out. But that's helpful. I don't have a router, but it's possible. Maybe I was almost thinking like an oscillating. I'm sorry, what are those things called? The multi-tools or something, but maybe not. Maybe that's not. Yeah, because part of it is I have to go against the grain and with the grain because of the way the configuration is on this hinge, and I'm worried that I'm gonna blow the wood out if I go in a certain in the wrong direction. But I wouldn't have the issue with the router.
Well, you kind of would, and what you're describing is the difference between what we call climb and conventional cutting. It's a basic setting in CNC work, whether you're going clockwise or counterclockwise, and it's how the bit is. The helix on the bit, whether it's up cut or down cut, all that really actually does matter. So you usually with man-made material would go in a clockwise fashion, so you would conventional cut that. But at the end of the day, you could just literally take a pencil and your combination square or a regular grammar school ruler, trace it out, and just get a hammer and chisel and start hitting it until you're done.
Yeah.
Have a good wide, brand new chisel, like 2-inch, and it'd be nice to have a 3/4, but at a certain time you'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be here all day. I need a bigger chisel.
Yeah.
So all I can say is jump in the water is fine. If it's really not comfortable, find a door company or a journeyman carpenter, and they'll do it. A guy who can build stairs will be able to do this, not a guy who does drywall.
Thank you. And I'm up in Boston. It's a 100-year-old house. I've got so many projects for this thing. And I should, in theory, be able to find someone who understands these homes and can tackle a project like this. I'm having the darndest time trying to find somebody. I don't know what it is. I think they're all used to these modern homes or something, and some of them won't even touch it. But maybe I just gotta figure this one out. I do outsource it.
You know what? Send me an email with a photograph of what you have installed, and I'm going to reach out to a contractor that does. So when Rolex just built their new place, what's the name of the street? The boutique shopping
Newberry
area?
Street.
Newberry. So they just did the new Rolex or Gucci or whatever the heck it was, and whenever it opened, like maybe a year or two ago. So I'll email my contact there and say, hey, you got somebody that wants to do a side job?
Rich, I can't thank you enough. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. I actually took a picture already, just thinking maybe I'd email you, but I was like, you know what, screw it, I'll just call him. So I'll send that to you. I'll send it to the email that you have on the website, right? That'll get to you?
Sales or tech, come straight to me.
Okay, very good. Again, Rich, I'll send that right over. Much appreciated.
Thank you, sir.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.